Welcome to the Deucecast Extra. We are here to talk about some television. We've got 3 shows to talk about this evening, which is not rare when it comes to November because we're going to be doing that in November. But for right now, it was kind of rare. We were going with 2 shows for a while, but first we will cover She-Hulk, then Werewolf by Night, and then we will end with Andor. As you can see, Dr. Earl is running a bit late, so hopefully he'll be here later. But for right now, we have the main crew here. Garrison, how has your week been, my friend?
Oh, it's been good. I'm
Good.
starting to get into kind of the stretch of things with school, but
Yeah, you're like months away or just a month away or
yeah, a couple, yeah.
a couple months. Man,
Wow.
on to bigger
This
and brighter things.
assumes I pass
Oh,
everything.
come
and,
on. We know the answer to all that.
Well, that last project ain't easy, but
I hear you. Roth, how's it going, buddy?
Going good. I'm happy to be here.
I loved the episode of A Good Day for a Movie podcast. Temple of Doom was pretty funny.
We had a nice teaser at the end there.
Yes.
After the outro song, I left all of our arguments in. After
man.
we
and then afterwards you had the end credit stuff.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Too.
The end credit stuff. I left all of that in after we logged off of YouTube. I have fully recovered. It is now funny to me.
Oh yeah, I mean, what else can you do?
Oh, so there's stuff we didn't see on YouTube that's in the episode?
Yeah, at the very end.
Yes.
There's some good stuff.
The more Tate kept talking, the more angry I got. And I was just like, all right. At one point I said, all right, I'm leaving. I am gone.
Well, because at first you were like, I'm not mad at you. I'm just, but then like you could tell you were getting a little bit mad. It was pretty funny. So I assume that are you guys doing Kingdom of Crystal Skull tonight or
no? They're in Colombia.
Oh, that's right. They're in Colombia,
South Carolina.
Yes.
Yeah,
South Carolina.
Yeah. And from what I can tell, they have both made it. They're sending lots of pictures, and I'm kind of done with it. I don't know.
What's there to do in
question.
Colombia?
Sell cocaine.
I mean, it's not really like a vacation spot, is it? I mean,
I wouldn't think so. I mean, I guess this was in the 80s, but we covered it in the Romancing the Stone episode.
Yeah,
They were going to film that movie in Colombia, but there were so many people getting kidnapped that they were like, nope, we have to do this in Mexico.
I mean, kind of weird.
I'm sure it's gotten a little bit better, but I don't know.
Are they just like in Bogota, or are they in a different part of the country?
Don't know.
Okay.
I know nothing. I am Jon Snow.
It's probably for the best in this case if they are going to partake.
No, they're not.
They're not.
But they do look like they're having fun, and it does look like when they're like, I've seen lots of pictures of them like on top of houses with like, and it looks beautiful. But like when I see pictures of like videos of like in the city, I'm like, yep, nope, I am happy in Wyoming.
Yeah, I mean it's not a third world country, but it's
there's
lots of money flowing through there.
I know nothing about Colombia besides the drug stuff.
Brian down in Florida, apparently. What's up, dude? Didn't know you were going down there. Interesting. A remote Florida location. Like, what is remote in Florida? I mean, what part? I guess middle of Florida. I guess there are parts like close to Tallahassee that if you keep going as if you're going to Orlando, there are some pretty small little cities down there.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Craig and
cities
Island.
all over Florida.
Oh, that's not. This is not remote. What are you talking, Gainesville? Ted, what's up, buddy? How's it going? Okay, so let's dive in to the penultimate episode of the season.
Yes!
Ribbit and rip it.
Although
penultimate, only one more left, people.
I'm way more excited to speak about this episode than I am to get into the next. I just don't care about the plot that's happening right now. Anyway, let's get into this.
Awesome. So Kat Corio directed this one again, I believe.
She's directed all of them, I believe.
No, really?
She was the lead director on the series for sure.
No, Anu Valia directed the last one.
There was somebody else that directed the last one.
And the one before that.
Yeah.
And
the one before that.
Her and Jessica did all the interviews, so.
Yeah, they probably just were. So, obviously, I mean, the big thing was that Matt Murdock showed up. Oh, Dr. Earl is here. Sorry, Earl. I didn't. My bad, dude.
I'm sitting backstage there.
I didn't see you pop in because the way when
No,
you
it's all
texted
right.
me, I was like, "Oh, he's gonna be super late. I don't even know when he's gonna show
No,
up."
yeah.
You got
I'm
here
here.
in time. Okay, good.
I'm
good.
ready. I'm ready.
You're ready to talk about Matt Murdock. I mean,
Oh man, yeah.
so okay, I
The
guess.
ketchup and mustard suit. I love
Yeah,
it.
what do we think about that? Is that comic book accurate?
I like it.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, I didn't know.
It was the original. It was his original outfit.
Oh, okay. So it was more comic book accurate than maybe even the Netflix series.
Oh, the Netflix series kept going with that stupid black suit. I know people love it, but
Yeah, the black suit was just like a one. It was kind of like an early. That was a Frank Miller
it's
thing.
really based off the Incredible Hulk TV movie, isn't it? I mean, that's the.
No, I think it's a Frank. There's a Frank Miller run. I mean, the original Daredevil. The original Daredevil was like in yellow tights and.
He had the yellow and red suit, which is the
Yeah.
yellow arms, legs, and the red torso. But
because he was kind of more. It was kind of more of a circusy vibe when he first started.
I don't think he had it for that long though. He went into the red pretty quickly.
Right.
Ted, this is the
Yes,
first
I
episode
agree,
that Ted
Ted.
liked.
Ted.
It's interesting.
I liked
Hey.
the last episode.
I
I
liked
liked the last
one, too.
episode.
Hey, Craig.
In the
Hey,
light
man.
category.
No,
so
I
let's
liked.
see.
Yeah. All those suits are comic book accurate. How about I'll say it that way? Red's probably been the longest and most
I
common suit.
when I sat down, I did realize that I've been keeping notes on every single episode of She-Hulk, and somehow I just forgot to take notes on this episode.
Oh, you're
So-
you're doing much better than I am. I mean, I haven't been.
I mean,
have not
most
taken
of
a
them
single
were
note
like
on
2 or 3
She-Hulk.
bullet points.
Yeah.
I mean, I
So-
kind of like the. I kind of grew to like the outfit designer guy. I don't know. I just
I
did not. That's fine.
This
Hey,
episode
that's the beautiful thing is we can. all
no,
have
I
it.
liked him at first, and this episode I was just like, okay,
Right.
It just
this-
went over the top.
This lawsuit thing is just dumb. And
Well,
Yeah.
no, that was
like,
dumb.
okay,
Yeah, that was kind of
okay.
stupid. But
he's centering a case around we need to get this guy's client list because
Right.
he could be creating suits that are dangerous to other people, and then the other argument being, well, he can't release that list because they need to protect the identities of the superheroes, and the Sokovia Accords have been repealed. Thank you very much. The
Yes, I am glad about
unconstitutional Sokovia Accords. Thank you.
Exactly.
Yes, thank you very much.
But will they stick with that?
Yes, they have to now. So
Yeah, they have
it's
to now.
canon.
did they call it unconstitutional now? Wow.
No, but they are
he's calling it. Yeah.
They are unconstitutional. I mean, there's several videos you can find on YouTube of lawyers
Garrison's
breaking
calling
down.
it that way.
Do we know
lawyers
what
that
majority
broken
of
down
the
that stuff.
Senate is needed to?
So you need
pass a
2/3 to
treaty,
ratify a treaty,
yeah?
which is what that would be, and then the treaty would then be taken and implemented like
'Cause-
other treaties. But
'cause it's
treaties
worldwide,
then
but-
can also be ruled unconstitutional if they again go against the Constitution. So
Mhm.
anyway,
Would
But
that be
anyway,
the-
Craig,
I
Craig
like
has a
the-
point there.
but my point was I think that's a good idea for a court case. But then I just think the whole thing was taken really silly, and the
Yeah.
judge is totally unprofessional in the court case. I don't.
Yes.
I just don't.
Yeah,
like,
and
like
They don't know.
I
how
don't
to
mind there
write
being
short.
silliness. I think She-Hulk should be the silliness, but I don't think everything else should be silly.
what I don't like, what I didn't
And-
like from that was the fact that they make her be a terrible lawyer. Like you're telling me
Right,
she
she
didn't
never
check
sees-
to see if like
yeah,
he was
The
following the
gasoline
correct
thing?
instructions.
Yeah.
Yes.
And like
Yeah.
I don't know,
correct.
like I would think that more people would have a problem with them showing this woman lawyer being incompetent at her job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. It seems like
Craig,
she's.
But the problem is though, okay, like she can be silly. That's the thing. She can be
Right.
silly,
Right.
but the universe is not supposed to be silly with her.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Everyone shouldn't get dumber around her.
She's
So
lawyer of the
it's
year
set
with
in this,
10 other
it's
lawyers.
Set in this universe, you've got to be consistent with that universe.
She's lawyer. She's lawyer of the year. What's it like to be a woman lawyer?
Matt Murdock schooled her, and he didn't even do a good job at his.
No, he just goes.
His stuff was
what
that good.
kind of gasoline or whatever? Did you use gasoline?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm
Like-
pretty. Did the judge not like rule already, and then he ruled again? I mean, I don't. What happened with all that?
It was.
Don't Garrison. Don't.
Yeah.
And
it's unfortunate.
It was
it's
all
unfortunate,
about bringing back Derek.
they
Matt
told
Murdock,
us that they can't write
Yeah.
courtroom scenes.
They
so
did, and
we should have
if they
believed
get
and
it.
they proved it.
If they get a season 2, which I don't know, the viewing numbers on Nelson are not that great, but
Ooh.
if they get a season 2, they absolutely need to go out and hire a writer that can write law cases and then write the humor around those law cases. That would be, I think that would really work.
Yes.
No, I think you're right. I think also the character of She-Hulk, once she gets into another movie with a different writer and it's going to be sharp and snappy and funny, I think Tatiana Maslany is going to do a great job. Mikey, did we just run away with your show?
She can be the silly one.
No, keep going because I'm having internet. No, keep going. I'm having internet issues, so keep going.
Oh, okay. You were frozen. I think that's what it was.
She can be the silly one in that case. She can continue being the silly one, and everyone's the straight man. You get what I'm saying? Like the universe still needs to be. This universe still needs to be serious.
Maybe so.
Higher Law and Order. Even some of the legal comedy shows that have been out there that have done a good job of balancing those things.
Night Court.
Yeah, exactly. Or Boston Legal. There are a few legal comedy shows. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. So what do we think of Leapfrog?
But okay,
a real character from the comics,
and he's supposed to be a kind of a loser.
Yeah.
So they got that part right, and I don't mind him being silly. There can be your occasional silly characters as well, but I just feel like the whole universe is not being taken seriously in this show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think the court stuff, I just want a little bit tighter and more.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense.
Yeah.
That I'm saying all this to say I enjoyed the episode.
Yeah, I did too.
This was my favorite by far, and I'm
just getting my stuff out of the way, so then we can start talking about the things I like. Yeah.
What did you like, Garrison?
What did I like?
Okay. I enjoyed. Here's the big question.
Okay, Mikey, go ahead.
I think the big question that everybody wants to have an opinion about is this Daredevil close enough to the Daredevil from the Netflix series that we don't have issue with it?
Yeah, I think so.
I would go with that.
I think so, and that I enjoyed.
He played him the same.
I think so too.
I felt like Cox brought the same performance that he brought to Daredevil that he brought to Spider-Man as well in his minor cameo.
Yes, I agree.
But he did get to smile a little more, laugh a little more than he did in Spider-Man. But he jokes in his own show, and
oh sure, yeah.
He sleeps with a bunch of other women in his own show. Whether or not that's in line with Catholic principles, I don't know. But
well, that's
I
will say.
I can if you want me to.
I like that idea that when he's what? Go ahead, Jacob.
No, I'm just kidding. I was just going to say, as the resident papist, I can if you want me to, but I don't.
Papist, that might be the first usage of papist on any Deucecast, the podcast and this. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've never heard that.
I've never heard.
That's good. Okay, guys. No, what I was going to say,
that's funny.
What I liked about the way his character was his character, but think about a guy who's away from his hometown. He's in Los Angeles.
Right.
He feels a little bit more freer. I mean, he's there for a case, obviously, but I think there's this idea of like, hey, I don't have all the heaviness of New York and Hell's Kitchen on me.
Right.
And here's a beautiful lawyer and, Hulk smash.
And here's what's kind of
Hulk smash they did.
Here's what's kind of difficult. Like for me, not knowing what the timeline of his series is going to be that we're getting in I guess are they going to make it timeline accurate, or are we going to go with flashbacks through that whole series? Like, I wonder.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess we don't know yet.
Like, is She-Hulk going to show up in Daredevil?
Or are they going to have I don't know what their whole thing is going to be.
Unless there's
it's called Born Again, right?
Yeah, unless there's a superhero. And I don't think it's going to be based on Frank Miller's run, which they already sort of adapted in season 3 of the Netflix show.
Well, okay, and here's yet again. And I know we've talked about this before, but yet again in an interview,
that is a great season too, by the way.
Charlie Cox.
I haven't seen any Daredevil.
Yeah, Charlie Cox.
You guys need to start watching.
I've seen the first 2 seasons, but I'm trying to make my way up. Anyway, go on, Mikey. Sorry.
Okay,
Mikey, you're sorry.
I was just going to say yet again, he did say that they could use some of the storylines from the Netflix series, but in a different way. Like they could revisit some of those storylines.
Sounds like a reboot to me.
So they're dancing around that. They don't want it to be like a true reboot, but they did say that. I mean, at least Charlie Cox is saying that in a recent, like an interview from last week or something.
My guess is they probably want to take all of the groundwork that Daredevil Netflix show laid with him. I don't know. Again, I've never seen it, so I'm assuming it's a typical origin story where it's him figuring out how to do all of this fighting and whatnot. So they want to take all that, and they don't want to redo all of that.
Yeah,
but they,
I would agree. They don't need to redo that.
It's a really well-paced 13-hour origin story. But
yes, I agree. I totally agree. Yeah.
I do have a fun.
Go ahead, Jacob.
I do have a fun Charlie Cox fun fact. If you guys would like it.
Do it.
Did you know he auditioned for the role of Han Solo for Solo, Star Wars story? But he did not get it because he could not stop acting blind.
I heard that he had gotten so used to looking past everybody.
They're like, "What are you doing?" Like look at your points, and he's like, "Wait, I'm so sorry. I'm so used to."
That's interesting because he seems a little older. That's interesting that he tried for. I mean, I don't know how old he is, but he seems older than Alden Ehrenreich.
He is too old to probably.
Well, maybe I don't know. I mean, I think a crap ton of people auditioned for that. So
yeah, I remember when that was happening. It was like 200-300 people, like big names. Like the majority of them were like big names, and you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
I think they should try to. Yeah. I think they should try to adhere to the canon of the show as much as possible. But look, I'll be perfectly honest with you. If they want to bring back someone like Ben Ulrich, or some characters like that, I would not be mad with them trying to give those characters another shot, because I really enjoyed Ben Ulrich especially.
That's interesting.
And
I think no spoilers.
Yeah, I was going to say, Jacob, cover your ears.
It's been so long, I cannot get upset about spoilers.
Dude, it's pretty gritty though. Those first. And the guy who played Bullseye in the 3rd season, man, that guy was.
And see, here's the other good thing. I know nothing about it. You guys are saying all these names, and I'm like, are those actor names or are those character names?
Yeah, that's a.
Well, you would know pretty quickly.
The rapper named Bullseye plays. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Now some people.
The horse from Toy Story.
Some people just so we're not like having a complete love fest here. Some people whose names begin with an R and end with a T thought this episode was horrible.
Well, my dad thought the episode was horrible.
Yes, Craig.
Yeah. So it's interesting to me because I honestly was surprised by that because I didn't feel anything was wrong with the episode.
The hallway fight was great.
I did say on an episode early on in the extra when the show was on that what would happen. What would Rhett do if She-Hulk slept with Matt Murdock? And he said he would get pretty mad. So
he did. Yeah,
I think that was one of the things.
No, Craig has a very good point here because the only thing that Rhett likes a lot right now, well, he's obsessed with Andor, which is surprising.
Really?
Oh, he's super obsessed.
Loves.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
And he does love. He does love House of the Dragon, but that if you have seen episode 8 of House of the Dragon, that is Game of Thrones quality.
Oh,
to me.
Oh, like for sure.
The whole show is.
Really. And I'm saying first 3 seasons. I'm not even saying like end of. I'm saying that's like first 3. Anyways.
What do you have against season 4? What the heck is that?
Well,
Mikey, season 4's great.
Okay, season 4, but it's. I don't know.
I just finished season 2 on my rewatch. Season 2 is awesome. Battle of Blackwater was unreal.
Good grief.
The Battle of Blackwater.
Okay, so let's not talk about House of Dragon. I don't want anybody in the chat to get upset.
Okay, when Viserys.
Fine, season 1 through 4. Season 1 through 4. Fine.
Yeah, skip over 5. I don't like 5.
Yeah, exactly. So we won't talk about that. But anyways, so Rhett thought that the editing of the fight in the hallway for this episode was some of the worst editing that he's ever seen. I am not.
Watch. I
like that fight scene.
It certainly was trying to pay homage to the Netflix series.
Yes, and then flip it on its head with She-Hulk busting in at the end.
Right.
Yeah, that was great. That actually made me laugh out loud.
That was good. Yeah, that was good.
I just went, okay, nice.
Because as cool as Daredevil is, he would have had problems with that many people coming at him. Not even Daredevil could have.
They did finally succeed with a joke for me. The whole Jen not being able to do that math properly bit, that made me laugh.
Right, about the that was
That'll
pretty
take you 45 minutes. He's like, well, that's not how the math works out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There were some good bits in this episode.
Mhm.
And they had
There
good
were,
chemistry at the
I-
bar.
well-
I thought some of the jokes between her were good, and just
the last two weeks I think have been good for She-Hulk.
Yes.
Um,
Now, and I just think that Charlie Cox and Tatiana Maslany.
Maslany.
That was close. Maslany. I just think they're such pros that they're just good. They're
Maslany's
good
a
at what they're doing. Yeah.
Great actress.
Yeah.
Like I feel like this is going to be another case of where people start crapping on her because of a show.
You know
that
what's
she's a part of where
weird
it's not
though?
great.
I actually haven't seen much of that.
I know. I'm just saying, but that does happen sometimes, and even with some really good actors and
Quinn.
actresses.
Because I've kind of been looking for that, and I really haven't seen anybody complaining about her. Mostly just complaining about obviously the CG, which
the script, the CG,
the script. Her walking
yeah.
as She-Hulk is just so bad. They just don't have it down.
It's just a bit rough.
Yeah, they're going to work on that.
For sure.
That's a work in progress.
Right. I mean, I don't know that we'll get a season 2.
Probably not.
I mean,
well, not with the viewership.
I think she's going to be in Captain America.
New World Order.
New World Order. Yeah.
Okay.
That's supposed to. Well, the theory is it's going to deal with Red Hulk. I don't know. And
they need to do that eventually. I mean, they've been holding that in their pocket for a while.
I guess,
so
would you do that with Thunderbolts or New World Order? That's the question.
Oh no, Thunderbolts would be a good way.
You could do it with Thunderbolts. Yeah, that's fair. And the leader or whatever his name is, that's
the leader.
That's New World Order for sure.
Now, okay, let's talk about the leader. I mean, do we think that he's going to be mentioned in this series at all? I mean, is he the big bad?
Or like a fast flash at the end of the
like
episode,
is he the big bad that wants the blood?
Is he Intelligentsia? I don't know. The problem is Intelligentsia just acts so stupid that I wouldn't want the leader to be the
right.
Well, Todd is obviously he's the Hulk King, right? Don't we think?
Yeah.
Todd or whatever the guy's name is.
No, he was texting the Hulk King, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was texting the Hulk King.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's Josh.
Yeah.
Hulk King is not
Hulk
my
King's
favorite.
Not great. It's not well thought out.
It could be the leader. You're right, Craig.
I mean, I'd like it to be because that would bring some weight to the series, but
yeah.
I mean,
the leader is running this stupid incel form on. I just don't know. Thanks.
Did we like the second date with Todd? I mean, it wasn't really a date. Like he was kind of
Todd.
That infinity scarf of his.
The guy who's supposed to make you mad.
Oh, I completely forgot about that. Him.
And she's like,
scarf.
why am I meeting with you? And she was not having any of it.
Yeah. No, I mean,
it felt very
really
unneeded.
care.
It was a big nothing.
Yeah. It
felt
like this, like the show.
or I guess we could say it's Mephisto. That's the joke with all the Marvel series. It's Mephisto.
It felt like the episode kind of slammed on the brakes when that happened a little bit. But
when Todd showed up, I mean, I
get it. He's supposed to be the annoyance, and
they were shoehorning him in a
he's
bit.
Connected. He's connected with. He got the blood. I mean,
wait, what?
What?
Well, Josh got the blood from her.
Josh.
Right?
Not Todd at the dinner table.
I don't think
Todd the dinner table guy didn't.
If Todd's behind everything, I'm done with this.
No. I think
I might just be done.
I'm well.
Wait, he got the blood in this episode? I missed that.
No. Josh got the blood. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I think Todd and Josh are working together now. Whether there's a leader over the, you don't think Todd's connected?
Todd could be a part of the
I
organization,
think
whatever. But
Todd.
he does. If he's the leader of it, I just don't. That's just dumb.
Yeah.
I don't even think he's. I think they've made him too dumb to be connected.
Yeah, that's my problem. Literally,
if
he's the mastermind, he's so dumb.
Yeah.
The other thing
I've been playing dumb
game,
this whole time.
I do now remember the Wakanda
Kaiser
Forever thing.
Soze.
That was funny.
I like the reference. Let's see if IMDb shows him to be in the last episode.
Because isn't he listed as Hulk King in the credits?
Who?
There was some kind of connection. Somebody messed up.
Oh my gosh. IMDb is ridiculous. IMDb is the dumbest. They say Harrison Ford is in this episode that's coming out.
Oh wow,
on Thursday.
Is. How about that? As Thaddeus Ross.
General
Wow.
Ross. Thaddeus Ross.
Scoop. Scoop.
Oh, not only
Long
does it
is
say
in
as
there.
Thaddeus Ross, it says
Gotta be
as Red
true.
Hulk.
Oh yeah, he's already made the transformation, which makes sense.
No,
Yeah.
that's
Oh my God.
seriously, that's got to be.
Okay,
That's
I
awesome.
think that
Mark Ruffalo's
IMDb
back.
really
No,
needs
why-
to.
Abomination's back.
Why would you ever look at IMDb for this information?
I just want them to
Yeah.
be better. I just
Yeah.
want them to be better.
Nope, it's true. They are better. They're the best.
Well,
I
Craig,
just-
the leader's already been cast, and he's in New World Order. He was
Oh,
cast.
yeah,
in
we know who the
2008.
leader is. Yeah, we
Tim
are.
Blake Nelson.
Yes.
Tim Blake Nelson's the leader.
And rip it.
Harrison
So
Ford
it
could
does
be
not
Thaddeus
show-
in the future,
It does
but
not
maybe-
show that Todd is in this episode. Sorry, Dr. Earl. I apologize for
Well,
your.
they're hiding his credit because clearly,
That's right.
That's the one they hide. They don't hide Harrison Ford.
All right,
Well-
but we're gonna have Harrison Ford.
yeah. Well, that's IMDb for it. People are just entering that in.
I'm
I mean,
General
they're just getting an
Thaddeus
IMDb
Ross.
Pro account and editing it.
I'm
Okay.
the Red Hulk.
I believe it. It's there. If it's on IMDb, it must be true.
If it's on IMDb, it must be true.
IMDb.
Oh, Harrison Ford may be the leader. I didn't think about that.
I'm the leader. No, he's not. Harrison Ford is currently filming 1923 or whatever they changed the name.
Oh, for Yellowstone.
He's not.
Is that
He is-
still supposed to come out in December?
No, it's not coming out this year.
Oh, really?
Well, all he has
it
to
was,
1923.
do,
wasn't it?
I
Don't
don't
they have,
think
like,
so.
2 of his shows coming out this November. Tulsa King and Yellowstone.
Yeah,
we
Tulsa
get-
King, Yellowstone. Well, they did that last year with
Tulsa
the
King.
mayor of Kingstown,
Sylvester
or
Stallone.
whatever it's called.
Google still says 1923 is coming out in December
Really?
2022. Yes.
Well,
That's crazy.
okay. Don't.
No, for sure, but it could.
What does
Let's see.
IMDb say?
Oh.
Because that's what the true. They know everything. right.
Let's see.
Any-
TVguide.com from 2 days ago.
trust him, Mike.
Wait,
He's
there's still a
papist.
tvguide.com?
What has happened?
Okay. Okay, so
Mikey,
Ted, let's
trust
okay.
him.
All right,
He's-
Ted, we have to
Whoa,
debunk
Jerome
this.
Flynn's going to be in this?
Yes. We
I
have
can
to
address. I can
yes.
address. I can
Yeah,
address.
go ahead. We gotta
Okay.
address that real quick.
They hired a new writer to redo the script. He's a guy who worked on Moon Knight, and he's working on
Yes.
X-Men '97. I can't remember his name off the top of my
It's a
head. They
reboot.
haven't hired a director yet. They pushed the film back a year to
Yes.
September 2024.
Yeah.
They
So,
moved
Ted,
the
if
whole
you're
slate. You
available
can look
to
at.
direct. Come on, man.
Well, they're trying to find the right director for it. It's not been canceled. It probably won't be canceled, but
No.
they want to make Mahershala Ali happy, and he was not happy with the script. Which
Wow.
from what I understand
Such a
went
diva.
back to like the 1920s, and
Oh,
it was like a
no.
bunch of flashing back and
1923.
forth, and some websites have put up.
No, you
It's a
just wanna- you
crossover
just-
event. 1923
Unfortunately,
and
that one
Blade
too
were
is-
gonna cross
has
over.
done.
Blade versus Harrison Ford.
So Blade, I
as,
think will
as Red
happen.
Hulk.
Oh yeah, Blade will happen.
I don't know how many people will be happy with it because I don't know. I just think the discussion surrounding that movie will be garbage. But anyway,
Yes,
I don't need to
Ted.
get into
Well,
Yes.
He would be a good whistler. Like, why not have? But I guess that would
it.
probably.
I
be
think
a
they
good
already
idea.
hired a guy for Whistler. But
Oh yeah, they did.
Chris Christopherson, they brought him back.
Chris Christopherson.
I was a
Wait, is Chris?
highwayman.
Is he dead yet? Is he still alive? I think he
Uh,
is. I think he is still
Oh,
alive.
I don't
that's
think
sad
so.
That we don't know. No, he's alive, right?
Yeah, I think he's alive. He's
Um,
super,
Oh, he is alive.
He's super old.
yeah,
That's always a fun game to play, alive or dead.
It is. It is.
yeah. I don't think they have officially now announced him, but I think Delroy Lindo may be.
That's what I thought too,
uh,
but that felt like fan
he's in the
casting.
cast, but I don't think they've said what he is
They've
yet.
said
And
if
he's going to be
Whistler or not.
Stick. He's going to be Stick. and
Whistler.
help Turtle.
Oh,
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
yeah. That's
Wait,
Stick.
wrong.
Wait, no, Stick is the
Stick
Daredevil.
is from Daredevil.
Oh, Stick
Yeah.
is Daredevil.
See,
That's
but-
Scott
yeah.
Glenn. Yeah.
But the parody of that
86.
is
wow.
is the
he's
Teenage
older
Mutant
than
Ninja
Harrison
Turtle.
Ford, and Harrison Ford's really old.
Wow.
Harrison Ford couldn't even remember his castmates and Phoebe Waller-Bridge's name on
I
stage.
did finally see that video.
This
I will
lady
say
right-
All right.
This lady right here, she's great. This
that
lady.
video got me very excited for the movie.
No, the video got me excited. I just thought it was really funny.
Wait, where's this video from?
it
Is
was from D23.
Oh, that
and
one.
he was
yeah,
just this lady's the best.
And she
She's
just brings
the best.
it.
You mean the person that's
She
taking
brings
over
the
the role
heart.
of Indiana Jones?
No.
No, they won't. Mikey.
It's Shia LaBeouf.
If Mutt couldn't pick up the hat, then neither can she.
Mutt.
Yeah, Mutt.
Oh, so is the hat like is the hat
brings
like
the
Thor's
power.
hammer?
The hat
Yes.
goes in Ford's grave.
Yes.
That's good.
It's got the alien orb magic on it or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, alien
And
it's
orb. What,
got
are we in
the
Briscoe
crystals,
County
the
now?
crystals.
Okay.
The crystals.
It also has like the life preserving power of the cup.
Yes.
I belong in a museum.
TV
So,
Guide, by
all
the
right,
way, is
so back
still
to
saying
She-Hulk.
December for
Let's-
No, we're done with
1923.
She-Hulk. Let's okay.
Well,
okay.
no, wait a minute.
Final
We got
thoughts.
one last scene. One last
Okay,
scene.
go ahead.
What
Go with
do
your
we
last
think
scene.
about her? Obviously, her whole like
Oh,
social
yeah, the
media
big thing
life
with the-
was
yeah,
flashed
okay.
at the end.
She
Mhm.
holds
And
That's
then
out.
she
She
turned
gets
like
angry.
she turned
Mm.
like regular Hulk, like
Mm.
kind of Hulk.
Well,
Oh,
she
she
just
hulked
got
out.
mad. She's not
Berserker.
actually
Yeah.
out of control.
She went
She's
berserker
just-
Hulk.
I think she
I
went a
didn't
bit
buy-
out
I
of
didn't-
control.
Huh?
I
I
felt
think
like
she
she
went.
went
I
out
think
of
she
control.
went too far, but she's not out of control of her body. Is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, well,
Like
okay,
the
yeah,
Hulk.
that's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
Like I'm trying to say, she's not a
Um,
literal Hulk in that sense.
I don't like the idea of like. There's no easy
Her
way to put
hulking
this.
like that.
No, I don't like the idea of slut shaming someone. That's just seems like so
Well, no.
1990s. Like this is such a weird plot point to me to do that.
Yeah, it's not even really.
It was a bit
well, never
much.
mind. I don't
It was
Well,
weird.
See, I
It
just
was
Well,
put it- I
obviously,
don't-
Josh set it up to. Yeah.
It's just strange.
I said it at the beginning. I just don't care.
Right, right.
Well, and let me say this. So a real lawyer, a real professional would not have their social media page with like things that
Like
make
Dr. Earl,
them-
you'd be off the grid like Dr. Earl, a real professional.
Look, if I went and put pictures of girls'
Correct.
butts
Correct.
on my social media page,
Yes, yes.
they would. I mean, there's voyeurism laws against doctors in Alabama,
Yeah.
so like I
Yeah,
could be
there
like,
are.
I could be removed like
Lose your
there-
license.
I could, yeah, or at least be censored. So I'm just saying, like, for a lawyer to go, like, hey, here's even to make little small jokes about Captain America's butt,
So here's the deal, though.
unless
I,
she had a different name on her personal page. But I mean, just
I will
it's,
say that I've
it's just a
seen
little.
a lot of lawyers like seem
Well-
to be pretty promiscuous on Instagram and stuff. I mean, I don't know. I
Okay.
think
All
lawyers
right,
and
that's
doctors
fair.
might be different as far as that's concerned.
All right,
Yeah,
maybe you're right. Maybe
I
lawyers don't
agree
have
with
that.
I mean, let's see.
same level.
Isn't Coach isn't here tonight. Coach is a lawyer.
Oh, Coach is not here.
yeah,
he
we
could
need
have
Coach.
told us.
Where's
yeah.
Could be a
Fetmatic?
lawyer if I wanted
Fetmatic
to.
would have the
Fetmatic-
answers anyway.
Is Fetmatic a lawyer also?
No, but he has all the answers.
He's
just really
You know, he's
smart.
always
That's
he's
right.
usually right
He
about
knows
stuff,
everything.
He's waiting for us to say the word Andor.
That's true. 'Cause he
and
doesn't-
immediately an alarm
No,
will go
I
off.
know for sure he watches She-Hulk. Yeah, I mean, I just think that.
Do
whole
you
plot-
now?
I think that whole plot.
Do you,
point-
Michael? Do you
is
know
strange.
that?
I
I'm
know
sorry.
that. I think that whole plot point's strange.
It
I
is,
think
and
it's
it's
strange.
Slut shaming.
I don't care.
yeah.
No, I
it's-
don't care. Exactly, and exactly. I mean, and you
Well,
should
it was
care.
there to make her freak out. And
Like,
Yeah, well, this is the
everybody's-
overarching plot
I-
of the show, and I just don't care.
Right.
My thing is, I understand why she would be super upset by that.
Sure.
If
Yes.
next episode she's like disbarred for a sex tape leaking,
Hmm.
it's dumb. If she's disbarred for smashing the TV, I'm like, okay, well, maybe that's a little bit more understandable. But if the problem with the whole thing is like all the stuff that leaked or
Dad.
whatever, if it's that's where I'm like, okay, that's dumb and not it doesn't happen anymore.
This should have just been a case of the week show with no overarching plot. Honestly, it's just
But would Marvel fans have stood
It's
for
the
that?
intelligentsia
I mean,
being so intelligent that
I
you
mean, are they
guys
standing for this?
look. We could bring in a bunch of
No.
famous TV.
Well, some people are.
Look, we could bring in Jackie Childs and John Larroquette from Night Court, and I mean, have her go up
okay,
against
so
them.
Craig, I mean, I'll push back a little bit on this. I mean, she puts it out there though. She puts her personal life out there.
Well,
Well,
not the
except for that
sex
sex
though.
tape.
Well,
The,
except for
the
the
sex
sex
tape thing, I
that's a
think,
big
is
deal.
what she's mad about. I
Yeah,
think it was
yeah.
dumb for them
I
to
don't think she's mad about it at all.
include
but,
the Captain America's butt stuff. I
Yeah.
that doesn't make sense on a whatever year this movie takes place, 2024.
2024
Yeah. 2024.
or 25 maybe now. I don't.
Yeah,
It doesn't really matter.
That's not really a thing
That's
in
so
our society.
confusing now.
Everybody is
I think
quite
it's 25.
objectified now.
I think it's 25 because Spider-Man was December 24. So,
You're right.
So it's got to be 25. That's going to be so hard to like keep track of. By the way, I wish they would kind of
I'm
like
always here.
spell that out, though. I mean,
Yeah,
I
no,
They have put it in the background of some of these shows and movies.
that's
but
true.
I'm taking Craig's side here. Actually, I don't know if she did share it on social media. I think it was like a data
Yeah,
leak
he did
thing,
copy
like,
her phone.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's fair. That's fair.
Well, that just
Craig
goes
may
you
have the
shouldn't put
answer.
How
stuff
did
on
she
your
not
phone.
And I
notice the phone
apologize to the
pointing
lawyer.
at their bed?
In the flash, and he took blood
Yeah.
from her, right? Like,
know,
how
how
did
did-
she not wake up
okay.
to that?
There's the flash of the photo, but the phone pointing at the bed while they're having.
It's probably not a great.
Maybe
idea.
there's a hidden bear camera. I don't know what it was, but
a hidden bear camera.
you know what I'm
They're
saying?
the
Like,
I do know what you're
intelligentsia,
saying.
Garrison. The intelligentsia.
They're very intelligent.
Yeah.
The
They're
intelligentsia is super smart.
He probably had a little drone that was like flew around.
Got to get all the angles.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how it ends. We'll see the finale on Thursday.
I mean, I like this episode. Look, I'm just going to go back and say it. It was.
I think
Daredevil
overall the
brought
last
it.
2 episodes have been good.
The walk of shame with Daredevil, just like, hey, how you doing?
I like the
It's pretty
episode,
funny.
With his
but
boots off.
I don't care about the overarching narrative.
I agree.
That's,
yeah,
that's fair.
I hope
That's-
I hope they
that's
salvage it for me. That's how
Well,
I hope. But
The
Look,
last episode will totally change your mind about everything.
yes.
The last episode will be like Harrison Ford
then on-
walking in, and
Yeah. But then on rewatch, I'll be like, this is brilliant. They've been setting it up since episode 1, and
We
Madison
thought it was
re-
dumb, but
Madison was really the evil mastermind the whole time.
Madison's actually a guy.
Oh,
She's just wearing a
Madison,
mask.
bring back Madison.
yeah, how could
please
she
don't.
not be in the finale?
Yeah.
Who is going to be in the
he's
finale?
right.
Wong?
Wongers
And
will
Wongers,
show up with
yeah.
her,
Will
Wongers,
Bruce
let's
be
have
in the
some
finale?
aren't they? Well,
Well,
according to
Case
IMDb,
closed.
Bruce is out in space. They will leave him there.
according to IMDb, Bruce is in the episode.
No.
All right, let's talk about.
Andor.
Let's
Cassian
talk
Andor.
about Werewolf
No.
by Night.
Oh, sorry, I didn't miss that
Werewolf
one.
by Night.
I did see it, but I
Yeah,
didn't
I
know
was
where
going
it
to say
going.
you watched it. I know you watched it.
I know. Yes.
Directed
I know I
by
watched it.
the fantastic composer Michael
Mhm.
Giacchino.
Giacchino.
Thought he
Giacchino.
Giacchino.
Giacchino?
You know.
Giacchino.
Gia.
Giacchino.
I'm saying.
Giacchino.
I'm
It's
saying
not
that.
Giacchino.
No, it's Giacchino. It's not
Giacchino.
Giacchino.
Michael, he's a
Giacchino.
papist. Listen to the man.
No, it's Giacchino.
He's got it like pinned on his Twitter.
Okay, all right.
Oh, okay.
He's got
You
it
know
in
what,
Twitter
Craig? Hey,
bio.
you know what?
Ah.
You know
Let's
what?
do that for him.
We're gonna do that, Craig. For
Craig,
you.
for you.
You know
Oh.
what? Let's do that. Let's for real do that. Let's go ahead and talk about Andor, and we'll end on Werewolf by Night. That's fair. I'm
And
gonna
then-
do that
and
for
then
Craig.
We have a request from the
So sorry.
comments.
Let me go. Look, I want to do that for Craig. So let's do this. Let's talk about Andor.
You know what? That's
Thank-
fine. We'll save the best for last. Yeah. All right.
Oh snap! Oh
Now,
snap!
Garrison,
Now
we're about to come to.
Garrison Rifen.
All right, I'm just changing
Um,
I'm changing my notes here. Werewolf by Night is going to be
Stop
last.
it. All right, so we're going to talk about episode 5 of.
Is that a prescription pad?
Andor.
Yes.
Andor. We're going to talk about episode
Cassian
5.
Andor.
The Axe
Andor.
Forgets.
Mm.
So
Does
apparently,
it?
that's a real term that I've never in my
Me
life
either.
heard. Ever.
I think I have, but I don't
British
know
term?
where.
It must be a British
tree
thing.
The tree remembers, but the axe forgets.
Yes, the tree remembers, but the axe
That's-
forgets.
Yes.
That has to be a British thing because I've never. Has anybody in the chat had you heard that before? I'd like to know. Just survey says.
Oh.
Well, somebody knew it. Jacob knew it.
No, I
Okay.
mean obviously it's a thing, but I
So
just
the
didn't know
first result is the tree remembers what the axe
Oh.
forgets,
Oh,
and it
I
is
like
a
this.
book by.
Oh, Ted
Okay,
Miller.
I
All
was going to say there's a book from 2019
Yeah,
by
it's not Lord.
Aken Osei.
Oh, who sounds maybe he's perhaps African. I don't know.
Mm.
There's a book that
Inverse
just-
of the African proverb: "The axe forgets, the tree remembers."
I loved
There's
it.
an African proverb that says, "The axe forgets, the tree remembers," meaning the person who hurt another forgets, but the person who gets hurt remembers. I don't know.
Ooh,
Yeah, it makes sense.
man, that's good. I'm getting chills just thinking about that.
Think about the pain that I've suffered.
Yeah,
Jacob. And Jacob forgot all about it.
Don't know what you're talking about.
I don't
Ryfin,
I am the axe.
Look
The
at
axe was
Ryfin's
forgotten.
face. Look at Ryfin's smug face about this episode. He hated it. Look at it.
This episode was awesome.
It was not awesome. It was fine.
What?
It was fine. It's
What's
just
wrong with you? This was the best episode.
no. The best episode is going to be the next one.
Well, it is going to be better. You're right.
Okay. Garrison's upset now. I upset Garrison. I was just joking. I thought you. What
No,
did
I
you
really
think?
the writing was sharp. Go ahead, Garrison.
So
Garrison's
Pinky-
very upset about this.
So Pinky was the tree.
I haven't said a word about the episode.
We
I just
already
think-
know.
I just think the over the top, it just wasn't. It wasn't that the peak to me. It was
Okay.
good.
Let's break
enjoyed
this
it.
down further.
I enjoyed it more than I enjoyed the second episode of the first arc.
Well, it is the middle
okay.
of the arc.
Fair.
So
Yeah, well, but
fair.
that's my main problem with it still,
Yes.
though, is that it's still kind of like this. Okay, we broke this movie up into 3 episodes, and
Well,
the
technically
pacing-
4. Because there's like a 2-episode thing that happens also.
Is there?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's 4. There's going to be 4 arcs. Yeah.
Okay. But I did think I do think this arc is better paced than the first arc, and that's probably why with the first arc they released it all at once because
Maybe so, yeah.
it just wasn't as well paced. But so they needed to do that. But I enjoyed the fighting, the infighting with the crew.
I like that a lot.
I
Oh yeah.
did kind of like a little bit of whatever was happening with the Imperial officer whose name I don't remember.
Are you talking about
Are you about
Cyril
Karn or
Karn?
the lady?
Yeah,
Wait,
I enjoyed
which
Cyril's
one? Or the lieutenant on the planet that's going to have the fireworks next week?
the one eating
Oh, yeah,
cereal.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's
Cyril Karn.
Cyril
eating
and
cereal.
his responses to the lady.
Well,
kinda
his
cracked
mom.
me up.
Yeah,
I could care less
Catherine
right
Hunter.
now about
Catherine
Cyril.
Hunter.
Now, did she get nominated for a Ducey?
Yeah,
Didn't
I
we nominate her?
Yeah,
Yeah, we nominated
for Macbeth.
Yeah, for Macbeth. Ducey nominee Catherine Hunter, if you will.
Yes,
We have to say that.
Mhm.
excellent actress. Excellent actress.
She's great.
Yes.
Look, I thought she was phenomenal.
Should have been nominated for an Oscar, but the Duceys are more prestigious. So
The Duceys are much more prestigious. I mean, we've got our own after show about the Duceys.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
Annual
mean,
tradition.
it better be. It's going to be required now. I do want to shout out Susanna White again because I think she's a phenomenal television director. I shouldn't director. I'll just say director. I shouldn't put the word television in there. She's a phenomenal director. I think she's doing a great job. The episode looked fantastic.
It did.
Um,
The Coruscant scene with her flying in the blue car was pretty cool.
mhm, mhm. Yeah.
Was that this episode? Yeah, it was.
Well, Craig, there was a reaction to the Duceys. I don't know if
I
you
think he's-
saw. Oh, is
I
he
think he's
saying that?
I think he's referring to it, but I
Referring
could
to
be-
it, yes.
I'm giving
yes.
him the benefit of the doubt.
Yes. I am too. Yeah, because I don't think we ever published that as a podcast episode, which we should have done in hindsight. In hindsight, we should have. You guys should have sent me the audio and we would have done that. So the infighting between the team, I think, is great.
hmm
A lot of
Evan
conversation.
Backrack or whatever his name is.
A
Arvel
lot of
Skeen.
conversation between Skeen and Andor.
Thomas Paine.
Um,
No, I'm sorry. I mean Karis Nemec.
yes.
Well,
Common Sense by Karis Nemec. The
Yes.
Yeah.
pamphlet that he's writing.
Oh yeah,
That's my historical reference to the episode.
That's nice. I
Oh,
like that.
Common Sense by
Well,
Thomas Paine. I
He
got
didn't
it.
call it a pamphlet. He called it a the other guy.
Manifesto,
Manifesto,
right,
Yeah.
Manifesto, yeah.
Alex
Which-
Walker's character, which is
Manifesto is traditionally not a word that you want to hear.
Well, I mean,
Used.
it's around revolutionaries, and technically
Yes.
these are revolutionaries.
That's true.
So I don't. Yeah, I know.
I don't. Yeah, okay, that's
And
fair.
my favorite part of this episode, it was all of the, I can't remember how they put it, but it wasn't natural born rights. It was not unalienable rights, but however they said their natural rights.
Yeah.
Oh,
With
yeah.
that, I was like, oh, this is like fun to get in Star Wars. Like
Mm-hmm.
they really did give me the vibes of like the kind of
True
founding
revolution.
father discussion, the American
Mhm.
Revolution, stuff like that. And
But then
that
ask the
stuff was
writer of this
exciting.
show what he actually thinks. an
Yes.
alien-
Well, that's the
See,
problem. Not to
yeah.
make too much of a political point, but they can't. A lot of people, it's hard to write good stories that fall in line with that because good stories naturally kind of fall in
Right.
line with the American Revolution and that type of outcome.
I liked all their interaction. I like the drilling and just like Andor's like making suggestions and them getting irritated, just like hey, you need to switch places and
they don't know what to do. Like they're not.
No, they're not. There's gonna. Well, I have a prediction that there's.
I also have a prediction.
Yes.
Oh.
Tarman is the guy who's like kind of irritated with him. Tarman, I think, is the guy who was trying to drill him, and he's like,
yeah,
right, switch places.
No, but I think that he's a good leader because he allows that to happen. He allows input.
That's fair.
But he doesn't allow it until he looks at that. Oh man, Vel.
Yeah,
I mean, she's kind of the de facto leader.
Yeah, she's the true leader.
Yeah.
Dude, I love the sound of the TIE fighters going around the mountains and just the fear and terror that they kind of bring about this whole thing. I mean, I don't know why, but that just makes me happy.
The TIE fighter sound design is so good.
It really is. Yeah. It makes up for the weird sound of the blasters in the first arc.
Yeah.
Like because there was some weird stuff going on with the sound of those blasters in the first arc.
And the goats having 6 horns that look like they're duct
You're
taped
obsessed
on.
with the goats, dude.
Did you see the goats? They didn't even move when the TIE fighter flew over. That couldn't have been
No,
real.
they didn't. Goats don't scare easy.
I mean, maybe these goats don't hear.
Now, what I did learn is that they only added 2 extra horns to it. Those goats normally do have like.
Because that's like the goat that was in the Witch. It's like the black. What was the goat's name? Black Henry or something? I can't remember what the goat's name is.
Yeah.
Something like that. I don't know if that's right. Craig. I mean, for sure. The TIE fighters were.
Did I see a Lambda class T4A or whatever?
It was one of those. It was close to a Lambda class one. It was one of those ones where. Yeah. Are you talking about the one that's flying into the city?
Yeah, that they looked at from far away.
Yeah. It wasn't quite a Lambda class. It was one of those. It's that weird point still where they don't have the full Lambda class ones, but it's like it doesn't have the huge like super tall fin in the middle yet.
Oh yeah.
Gotcha.
I know what you're talking about. I do. Oh, here he is. Landing shuttle. Boom. Okay. Thank you, Fetmatic.
Oh man, Fett drops in.
Boom. I knew you were lurking, dude.
I told you as soon as we said Andor, he was going to be there.
Andor.
Yeah.
Andor. Cassian Andor.
So I loved the conversation between Skeen and Andor about how they figured out that they were both in the same prison system.
Yes.
So they had.
It's like juvie, wasn't it? Wasn't it more like a?
No, I don't. Well, yeah. I mean, still, yeah. They were young. You're right. I mean, they didn't call it. Yes, we summoned Fetmatic. They didn't call it juvie, but yeah. I mean, they were younger. They said they were like 13 or something. I mean, they were.
And now
we thought they had that in common. So we thought that there was some common ground there building, but then all of a sudden. Yeah, Skeen found the crystal, the Kyber, the sky Kyber.
Yeah, I didn't know what that meant.
Well, funnily enough, first mention ever in the Star Wars universe of Sky Kyber.
Well, obviously.
I mean, I didn't.
Instead of just
I figured it would be like in a novel or a comic. It wasn't any. This is like the first time they've mentioned that term, Sky Kyber.
Huh. Okay, so. Now, I guess the difference between Sky Kyber and like a normal Kyber crystal is that like Kyber crystals come from like Ilum, while Sky Kyber is like floating in space, and that's how it's found.
But wouldn't it have had to come from somewhere?
There was Sky Kyber in one of those.
Nope.
Mikey says no. Okay.
Only because I heard somebody else on another podcast figure out that was the first, but by looking on Wikipedia.
But now it's canon.
New kind of lightsaber crystal to Star Wars canon. Interesting. Potentially introducing. So this could all be just like a stupid phrase he said. I guess.
That's my guess. Hey, there's Aussie Nate.
What's up?
So
it's just blue.
That's what I was laughing at.
It's just blue.
That tattoo that the guy has
by the hand.
Yeah, the hand of Crate. Everybody online is like Crate Dragon. Did the subtitles spell it like Krayt, or was it Crate from Last Jedi?
Well, he said Crate head, and it was Crate like Last Jedi. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, that's what I thought too. That was my initial reaction. Unfortunately, was Last Jedi.
Ted, I like
Like the
this
salt planet.
Yeah, I like that. Maybe from the atmosphere of a gas giant. I like it.
Or
Sure.
what if since what's his name, the Luthen, since Luthen just has all these antiquities and just trinkets, what if like he gets all the way through the mission, he's like, oh yeah, that wasn't really a
That's just a piece of rock candy.
Yeah.
Hey, can I
He's just trying to motivate you.
can I comment
Yes.
on all his trinkets? And there's going to be a lot of people that don't.
Are we
like
about to
what
have a
I'm-
scoop?
There's going to be a lot of
I
people
think
that
I
don't
agree
like
with you.
Yeah, there's
don't like what I'm about to say. It's dumb to put Indiana Jones things in Star Wars.
Oh, no,
right, because the
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Yes,
I don't like
I-
the Sankara stones. I don't like his whip. I don't like all that stuff.
What
either.
about the Lost
It's
Ark of the
dumb.
Covenant?
Well,
and Clone
guys,
Wars?
Mikey hates Andor now, so
that's the only stuff.
Join you guys.
I am all for Easter eggs, but make them in universe Easter eggs. Don't make them like.
I mean, the Sankara stones are they may travel through.
Come on.
That's true. It
Come
ET.
Come on.
Look at ET.
Cancel Mikey.
Now,
yes.
I will say one of the
It's
Easter eggs that I
dumb.
did have a problem with were those Force Stone things from Rebels that
Oh, yeah,
were
yeah,
in
yeah.
like I think episode
Yeah,
3,
they
maybe
were.
4.
Tipple
It
of Doom.
doesn't make sense for him to have those if those are going to be used in Rebels in like 2 years.
Craig,
Right?
we're all affected by Rep.
And
by the way.
We're all
The
in some way or other. You might not know it, but we're all affected.
Yes,
by
Well,
we don't.
how do
We
you-
try. We hold back in this chat, but trust
Yeah.
me, we're all.
How do you feel about ILM hiding stuff in things like Star Trek with like R2D2 or
or like
Does that
R2
stuff
and
not bother
3PO in
you, or-
the hieroglyphs
is
and
the-
Raiders.
is
That's
the
dumb
is,
too. I
is
don't
the
like it.
really?
I didn't like R2 in Star Trek 09.
What
I
about
thought
Club
it was-
Obi-Wan
Or
from
what?
Temple
No,
of
he wasn't
Doom?
in 09. He was in the second. One. He
Yeah.
was in.
I
Yeah, he was.
guess.
That's
Yeah.
okay because that's
I just think
Asian
it's
language.
dumb. I just think it's because somebody's going to see that, and it's
We got
just,
a regular old Tate over here.
it's just-
No,
yeah.
that was Sage when
Sage.
when I said the
Sage.
Club
That's
Obi-Wan
Sage.
thing. He's
Yeah,
like,
right.
We
"That's so
apologize,
fucking
Tate. We
stupid." I'm
apologize.
like,
I'm sorry.
"What?"
Okay, now Obi-Wan,
Tate-
I liked. I
Tate
liked
just didn't
that.
watch
Club
the movie.
Obi-Wan's-
My bad.
Yes.
Yeah. I liked Club Obi-Wan. I thought that was fun. I mean,
What about R2 and
Anything
3PO and the
goes.
hieroglyphs and Raiders?
that's dumb. That's no. I'm just kidding. I'm
Are they
just-
really? I did. I've
No.
Yeah.
This
It's
is a
really
bit
hard to
more
see.
having the Shankara stones and Indy's whip, and that's a
Well-
bit more than just.
I was
I
going to
mean,
say
I don't know.
those things are more apparent. They're more upfront than
Yes.
Some
To
of
be
these
able
are-
to
I
like
didn't see
for
that,
me
yeah.
to be able to see them is without like pausing it every second is a little bit interesting.
All right.
Batmobile on the Falcon.
I don't remember that. That's dumb.
That sounds cool. If we didn't notice
Batmobile
it,
on the
Is that
Falcon.
orange
Wait.
haterade? It might as well be.
Wait,
Okay.
on the
That
Falcon.
I took us completely off track, and I apologize. Let's get
Let's
back.
get
on
back to the glory that is Andor.
Ep 7. Really? Huh, that's weird.
I love
Huh.
the inside man, and he talks to those two guys, and they're
Mhm.
like, "Well, we kind of wanted to go to the festival and to see
Mhm.
this whatever."
Yeah.
This
Well, it's a
Aurora
once in a
Borealis."
lifetime. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, and it's like,
And he's
You know.
playing this
So-
off so well, where
Yes,
he's saying, "Oh,
yes.
you need to do this," like, and he's making it be their idea for the
Yes,
downstairs not to be guarded. And I like that.
he's
yeah.
like, "Well, I
exactly.
don't know. All right, this
Yeah.
one time."
Yeah, yeah. That's some good. Look, that's good writing. It's all very good
I've,
writing.
I've never disagreed on the good writing.
As
it's-
much as we
It's good
hate on
dialogue.
people's last names with Gilroy, that was good. That's good. Like Dan Gilroy is a good writer. I mean, he just is.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm-
know.
I'm-
I don't know that either of those guys, the Gilroy brothers, know Star Wars per se, but it doesn't matter in this case. It doesn't matter in this case. I mean, they just know how to write. They know how to write a good series.
They're
I mean,
putting
Yeah.
a few Easter egg in,
But
Sure.
it's not them. They are
Fomented.
my guess, and listening to some interviews from them in the last
Yeah.
couple weeks,
they're
is
just,
that
yeah,
they are writing this revolutionary story, and
yeah.
then they go to somebody. Hopefully, it's
The
not
Star
Pablo
Wars
Hidalgo,
fixer.
but somebody, and
The
go,
Star Wars.
"Okay, now make this Star Wars."
Yeah, yeah, I believe so. I believe you're 100%
That's all
right.
right.
Which
they-
it is making for an interesting story, and it makes
Yeah.
for my only problem, not problem with the show, but people are hyping this show up a lot. They're saying like the two of you, which is fine, and I'm glad you guys like it so much. But
We're ready. We're old. We want adult Star Wars.
my
Well,
my
not my
only
view.
thing is that it yes, it is new to Star Wars, but and I don't think you guys are doing this, but there's a lot of people on the internet that are like, this is like the first time a show like this has ever been done before. And I'm like, no, it's not. It just feels like a lot of this prestige television that we have going now.
That's not true.
A lot of Star Wars people only watch Star Wars.
Yes.
And so maybe they just think that it's so good because they've never seen.
They need to become cultured in the cinematic or whatever.
They need to get an HBO Max subscription.
They need to
get an HBO Max subscription.
Yes.
I think that, first of all, I totally agree with what you're saying, that it's plug and play. Like, they're giving them scripts for a show that didn't have to be a Star Wars.
Could be in Blade Runner,
and they're saying make it a Star Wars show. Here's the script.
Probably be better if it were Blade Runner to me, honestly. I think.
Well, the first episode was kind of Blade Runner-esque when he was at that.
I don't know if Nate's saying this ironically.
No,
or
Nate.
He's
I don't think
basically
he's being
saying
ironic.
He's saying what everyone right now is saying, though. Andor's their favorite.
I mean, it's
Star Wars since Rogue One.
That's my.
I haven't seen that sentiment, but I'm sure there is people saying that.
There's a lot of people saying that. But
Mandalorian's my favorite.
You just just Mandalorian is those. Oh, just
it's
so
good.
good.
Right.
It's so George.
And
it
like,
is.
Yes, and I think part of this problem is that it's been so long since we've had like actual Mandalorian, besides those 2 episodes in Book of Boba Fett.
Right. Chef's kiss on those 2.
Everything else was whatever.
Yeah.
I'm hoping when season 3 comes back.
I stand with you, man.
Everybody's like, "Oh, that's right. Mando is like the premier Star Wars content." But I'm also hoping this comes close to it. I really am. I just don't know if it will.
I think what this does is it helps Rogue One. I mean, not that Rogue One needed any help at all, but this makes Rogue One even better. I mean, really. I mean, because we're going to be leading right up to it.
That's twice now where A New Hope didn't need any help, but they made Rogue One. And now Rogue One didn't need any help, but they're making Andor, and it is good. It is good.
It's good. Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's different than I think people were expecting it to be. I think that it is missing some Star Wars elements, as in there's not been like the adventure. There hasn't been many aliens. There hasn't been many droids. There's that one droid. We saw one stormtrooper.
Did we?
Yeah, and all, see, that's the thing. It's such a slow build. Like, all that is going to be coming
for sure.
I think so. And our stormtroopers even like that.
Prevalent,
prevalent, yeah,
it would be.
Yes,
I think they would be.
Yes, we're only 5 years out.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, but we're way out in there's pockets of fermenting happening.
Don't say that, Nate.
Nate, no, because the best 2 episodes of Book of Boba Fett were the Mando episodes. So and they were great. They were
well. The first, the first season of Mando was
first 2 seasons were great. I think the first 2
seasons. Yeah, and there were some great episodes.
I think
Tears fell from my eyes at the end of season 2.
Yes,
that's very true. Okay, I forgot about that whole scene. That's where the list.
I mean, but it's a whole buildup of that season anyway. We don't need to get into that.
No, you're right.
But hey, this season's not over yet.
No.
I do think that the pacing is very different than what most Star Wars is, and so people aren't used to the pacing.
I just don't think it's television pacing, though. That's my thing. It doesn't feel like
and that's the problem with a lot of these in general streaming shows.
Yes,
I mean streaming shows are just by the nature of what they are going to feel different than.
So with Marvel, you've got the 6-hour movies. And then, with Andor now, we've got the 4 movies split into 3 episodes, which is, I think, maybe a little bit better. But
if I really do think that's the success.
So that begs the question: should they have released them in 3 episodes at a time?
That's
interesting.
I actually saw Joey Tavano advocate for that, and
it might have helped.
I wouldn't actually disagree with that. So
I think that might have helped. I mean,
if Joe brings it.
If they are truly going to be 4 different arcs, 3 arcs and a couple of episodes that I think they're going to throw in at some point before the final arc, that might have helped. I mean, sure, you wouldn't get the weekly Star Wars podcast or YouTube show coming on to have an episode. You miss out on some of the build, and I think that's what people's complaint always is about Stranger Things is. It's one and done. You don't really get the time to talk about how good that season was. And man, that was a good season.
When they split the season, that did help a little bit.
Yeah.
And
It
episode
would have
7 was
even been interesting if they would have done
Yeah,
release
this is
2
a- this-
episodes, then the next week release 1, then the next
Yeah.
week release 2, and then 1. So you still get that build up, but you get
Mhm.
more of the story because it's something
Mhm.
that happened in Rings of Power. It happened in the first one, and I feel like it kind of happened on this one where you're like, okay, we have our big finale of this
Mhm.
story. Let's get to it. And we know what the finale is going to be in episode 1, but then episode 2, they're like, oh, but we're not going to get there yet.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Well, and see
I
they
think- yeah.
they
And
kind of
so if we get both of those in one sitting and then get the finale the next week, that could have been interesting. It'd have
they
been
kind of
something
shot
nobody's ever
them.
done.
Yeah, they kind of shot themselves in the foot a little bit with the release strategy of this show. They preconditioned you to watch the 3 episodes, and that's a story arc there, and then they went to episodic after that, and
Mhm.
so they kind of messed up with that. I don't know why they chose to do it that way, but I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah, no, Nate's right though. The binge watching has absolutely ruined a lot of people.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I don't like binge watching.
I don't
much
either.
prefer
I don't
like,
either, unless
House
it
of the
calls
Dragon,
for
Rings
it.
of Power.
That's what I love
Andor.
about the one episode for like House of the Dragon, and
Yeah.
you know,
Well, HBO still does it right. I mean, even Amazon,
mm,
when they first come out, they do like 2 or 3 episodes first. They do kind of like what
Yeah.
Andor did.
They
I
do
mean,
what
well, that's okay.
they do
I
what
mean, I'll-
Hulu does. That's the Hulu release strategy.
Yeah, Hulu kind of does it. I don't know if they do it with every show, but they do it certainly with their like sitcoms or 30-minute shows where they release like 3. Yeah, it is weird, but yeah, the whole concept of a binge watch kind of has ruined a lot of
Mhm.
things.
I think some shows work better as a binge and some shows don't.
Mhm.
And you've got to they should be market testing these things and like
They should be. Yeah,
does
you're
this
right.
work? How does the audience react when we show it to them as a binge? How does the audience react when we show it to them spaced out? That kind of thing. But
Yeah, and it makes me wonder, like, if they did do that with Andor, they must have had some test screenings and said, hey, these 3 episodes work really well if you release them at the same time and let people just watch them like that.
Mhm.
I think
no.
most prestige shows should be weekly.
Yeah.
But it also depends on how you're pacing the episodes.
Mhm.
How do you structure the show?
Yeah.
That's-
Yeah.
Isn't it
Where
crazy?
does one story
pacing
end and where
is-
does the next episode pick up? And
Mhm.
Like, I think like with Rings of Power, because they know they have a 5-season arc, they're like, well, we can take our time. But the problem is, if you're
You think they're
pacing
actually
is-
going to do 5 seasons of that show?
well, that's their plan.
Oh,
But the
man.
problem is,
For
they've
what?
started this first
For Ring
season
of Power.
a little bit
Good grief.
too slow. Probably
We already know the twist
yeah,
is
pacing.
and it's we're Numenor and we're going to Middle Earth, and then the next episode, are we Numenor and are we going to Middle Earth? And at the end, they're like, we are Numenor and we are going to Middle Earth.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
we
yeah,
know.
yeah.
We figured this out last time.
Let's drag it out another episode.
And here's
Well,
a song from the
guys,
Hobbits.
And in all
Yeah.
honesty, that was a lot. So some of the criticism of this
Greg's right.
particular
They got the money.
of this particular episode
They want,
of
they want the
Andor
ratings.
was that nothing happened.
Mhm.
Like, sure, there
It's
was
built up.
This
maybe
week?
some character development, right? Like nothing really happened other than some character
I
development.
mean, I think they're prepping
Nothing
for
happened
this.
in our Cassian segment of the story. Other segments, yes, I think.
I think
things-
much less happened in the first 3 episodes than happened in this episode. I think a lot
Really?
happened in this
Yeah.
episode.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Well-
fine with character development and not
Mhm.
moving the plot forward if it moves the plot forward a little bit.
No, I
but
think
I'm
we're
fine with
learning
that.
these
As
characters.
long as it does a good job.
So my suspicion is this: he's getting connected to these characters.
Mhm.
These characters, maybe all of them are going to die. I don't know.
Some of
But-
them are certainly going to die.
Yes, and it's going to affect him to the point that he
And-
feels like he's committed completely to the cause or something.
Usually the people that die are the ones that get the most character development. Let me just say that.
Well, that's a great
That's
point,
fair.
because
Yeah. They're the ones you want to be connected
Nemex,
to.
Common
The
Sense
the
will
one
not
that he
be
was
published.
flirting with, in other words, won't get a death. She'll probably live because she hasn't had 0 character development other than he flirted with her. For a
And
little
somebody
bit.
said she's already sharing a blanket with another.
Yeah, whatever. This is
Oh,
some
wait, which one was
spicy
that?
Star. Oh yeah, the younger girl, the
nurse
youngest.
gal, the
Yeah,
one
the
that was
nurse.
like nursing him.
Yeah, Mikey, I don't think she's interested in him. I don't think that was what the implication
I
was.
think
supposed to
she's
be.
I
sharing a
understand.
blanket with
Look, she
Vel.
can share a
I
blanket
think
with whoever she
Cinta
wants to
and
share a
Vel
blanket with.
are-
I'm just making sure you understand.
oh,
No,
you
I
think they're
understand.
wow? I didn't. Okay.
That's just my guess. But.
No, probably so because we got.
Yeah, I mean that right. So whatever happens with this team, and I think Lucen knew that. I mean, I think like putting him in this situation, Lucen knows he's gonna force him to really take up the cause in more of an emotional way than just doing it for money or whatever. Like he's supposedly doing it now.
The past week, the internet has been a buzz over who is going to be the traitor. I don't think there's going to be your typical traitor where they're on the side of the Empire. This is my prediction:
I don't
is
think
that
so either.
there is going to be somebody that tries to double cross them, and that it's going to be. It's going to be like
Manifesto.
the opening of Dark Knight, where they all kind of split up and have to split up, and then like slowly they all kill each other, and then
kill each other,
and then the one person's left, and or they might not. It might not go down like that, but one person will attempt to take everybody else out and take the money for a different rebel cell. I'm leaning towards the dude with the tattoos for the Saw Gerrera one.
Hi, Dave. Okay, Jacob. What beginning of Dark Knight? I mean, I'm trying to remember.
The bank robbery.
Bank robbery.
Yeah.
Okay. And then they. Okay. Sorry, my mind immediately went to the stupid.
Right. They're doing the heist, and then
the bunch of Batman scene.
No, the bank robbery. Where?
Yeah. Do we think Earl Skeen is going to do it?
I think I think he's the most invested in the rebellion. He's got motivation,
but I think he is part of Saw Gerrera's cell and tries to take all the money for Saw because he doesn't think he doesn't think that
Saw's not about.
I
don't think so. I think Saw is more revolutionary than like even Mon Mothma wants to be.
Right, that's what I mean. Like Skeen's motivation will be Mon Mothma's like because I my guess is that what's his face Luthen is like he's more in line with the Mon Mothma type of rebellion than he is the Saw Gerrera one, and I think Skeen is more in line with the Saw Gerrera one, and so he's going to be like, no, this money shouldn't go to Luthen and Mon Mothma. That's just going to be floundered there. They're not getting anything done. It takes way too long. Let's give it to Saw. He's the one who can really force some change.
I see what you're saying, and I'll agree with that. Yeah,
well,
I think that's a good thought.
I do like that Andor just basically told him, look, I'm doing this for the money. You know, and that
right, he got it out there,
and I think that was probably smart because that way they're just like, oh, okay, so you're
there's no preconceived notions anymore. They know what his motivation is,
right? So instead of them thinking he's a spy or a whatever, you know, or where did this guy come from? And for some reason, Luthen did not want Val, whatever her name is, to say why he was working with him.
Right, and so now I'm like wondering though, like, has he really had enough time to get emotionally connected to these people where it's going to push him over the edge to be in the rebellion? I mean, I don't know.
I think it'll be more so. Oh, there are people willing to give everything for this, and force him to kind of look inside to be like, maybe I can be worth more than what I think I am.
Again, this show needs to push forward the.
Thank you, David.
The maturity of him in the rebellion and not the maturity of him as a person, which happens in Rogue One.
Yep. Agreed.
Right. No, he's gonna become committed. I think that the guy with the manifesto.
Oh well,
you
could be right, Nate.
You can't have him become an altruistic person or a great person in this episode, a show, and then at the beginning of Rogue One, then shoot this guy down in the alleyway. So.
Right, then that means like why watch this show then?
The guy who's the most
I'm just kidding. I know.
He's committed to the rebellion. That's the
guy who's the most earnest, whatever that young guy's name is. He's going to hold up his manifesto.
We'll just call him Manifesto.
Right now he's a rebel without a cause.
And he's going to say, earn this, earn this.
So let's have that conversation then. What does it mean to be a rebel without a cause? No.
He's got the bullets.
James Dean, baby.
I'm referencing that episode. That was a good episode, by the way. But
David's right. It's an introspective, emotional cachet. Has
He
he been
forgot-
dipping into the pretentious corner?
He forgot to use the what's it called above the E?
Yeah, the tilde or is
No, it's not a tilde. It's
no.
the little thing. The
accent mark. It's just an
accent
Yeah.
mark. Yeah.
Yeah.
You almost had it, Dave. Maybe his keyboard doesn't do
Ted
that.
may be
I don't
right.
know the
Ted
keyboard
may be
shortcut
right.
for that.
It may make him
What's-
more cold-blooded that he's just like.
But again,
See,
he'll be
Emotionless.
he'll be more committed to the rebellion again either way because
But-
at the end of the
but
show he has to.
ready to do whatever he has to do. He's
Yeah.
going to be
Right.
more ruthless and
Because
cold-blooded.
right
Okay.
now he
That's
will
fair.
do whatever he has to do for himself and to
Right.
survive and to get money
Which is
and to make.
interesting because you would think that what we know of Saw, that would kind of put Andor closer to the Saw side than the Mon Mothma side. As far as like ruthlessness and doing whatever it takes and that type of thing. So that's interesting. I don't know. No, not an umlaut. Is it an umlaut? I don't know. That's
No,
the
Umlaut,
it's
that's
two dots.
Scandinavian. That's the
No,
Scandinavian.
it's
thing.
German, but it's Germanic and
That's
it's
not how you
the
spell it.
umlaut.
Germanic,
Yes,
Liechtenstein.
it makes the O.
I
into a
recently
oo
found out that
sound.
my
Deutschland.
relatives are from Liechtenstein.
No,
Really?
really.
My ancestry is from Liechtenstein.
Well, my family's from Austria.
My family is
Oh.
very German, so I apologize.
Well, I mean,
They were out before all.
Ah,
that
the
happened.
Ross.
German.
Sehr gut, ja.
Ross.
Liechtensteinens speak German, so I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah, because they were overrun by them. I'm just kidding. Ross ancestors overtook your land, man.
no, they were very poor and they
I'm
lived
just
on
kidding.
closer to Russia and the Volga River and
There's
Then
still
they
a
went to
monarch in
Kansas.
place. There's still a monarch in place in
yep,
Liechtenstein.
Liechtenstein.
There's a king still.
I took like 7 years of German.
Oh,
Mm.
Sehr
do you
gut,
speak it
ja.
still?
No, it was all German 1. It was in
7 years of
junior
German
high,
one.
high school.
He
and
kept
college.
failing.
German
No,
one.
no, I kept passing but it was both different levels, and so I just kept getting credit for them, and it was easier and easier every time. It was awesome.
In college you could take an exam
Right.
and at least get through.
Man, there's a lot of
Mike-
Eastern Europeans hanging out.
Mikey S.
Look at this.
Oh, we have Chick.
I like
we're all
that.
here tonight.
Craig is making a great reference to the JFK speech when he said,
That's-
"Ich
that's-
bin eine
yes.
Berliner."
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
In
yeah.
German, that means I am a
Mikey
jelly
S.
donut.
Leckensteiner. Yes, it is.
Leckensteiner.
The famous quote from the jelly.
He
donut
should have
photo.
said,
Check is in
"Ich bin eine Mann von
Yeah,
Berlin."
David, we don't make fun of people. No, that's not.
Oh
appropriate.
man.
Oh,
My
no.
37. How do you wait? No.
I believe
37.
Wait, was the king?
37
Was the first king of Norway?
You can trace
What,
almost
Nate?
all your
What are you talking about?
you can trace almost all your ancestry back to some royalty nowadays.
I'm related to William the Conqueror, John Adams.
Oh.
I
Well,
believe
he's a Roth, so that makes sense.
That's on my mom's side, actually. They're English.
Mm.
mate, not Maida.
All right.
Monster.
Any final
Checkmate.
Hey,
thoughts?
let's go
about-
to Werewolf. Oh,
we
did
we
talk
honored
about Mon
Craig's.
Mothma and her bad parenting skills with her daughter.
Okay,
like,
so
I just
Yeah,
don't.
let's-
So they want to make her family as unlikable as possible.
Correct.
And I'm just kind of like, okay.
they're trying to make her like daughter and husband unlikable, but
Yeah.
I was kind of like on their side,
Why
like
would-
if she's gone all the
but-
time.
But
she's not
also, why
great.
would Mon Mothma marry this guy? It's like he never.
I think it was an
seemed to be
arranged
interested in-
marriage.
It's all
Yeah, that's right.
we
yeah.
don't know how this culture works.
Look, Chandrillans, they just it's all arranged
Is she a
marriages.
Chandrilla?
Who knew she was really Mom Rothma?
I almost spit this all over my computer.
We almost did a spit take.
Almost. That's not good. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. To me, that scene did not endear Mon Mothma to me at all.
No,
I was just
No.
like,
care.
eh.
Because like the daughter probably wasn't wrong. Like she
Right.
does want to take the daughter to school because
Yeah, but also you don't talk to your mom that way.
yeah,
I
for
mean,
sure. Well, I mean,
sure.
you do in 2022.
Well,
right.
years.
You don't talk to your mom that way, but at the
And
same time,
she was very burnt.
Obviously, she's been burned before. So,
And
I
influenced.
mean,
But also,
influenced
and
by
then
the
also
dad,
for the
too.
father to just sit by while all the,
Oh,
they want you to
goodness.
hate him.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh no, that's apparent, and they're gonna die. We assume.
they have to, right? I
So
mean,
I'm 132nd.
Or they're
Cherokee.
just imperial.
I'm 132nd
Oh.
Cherokee, as y'all can see.
Oh.
Choctaw.
Yes.
No, Cherokee, but
Yeah, you look it.
yes, 132nd. I'm gonna.
all right,
claim
Taking
so,
everything in my power not to say how.
All All right, let's move on to Craig. We are going to talk about Werewolf by Night now. We honored your request to talk about Andor first, and then we're going to talk about the fantastic. Well, I liked it a lot. Apparently, there are some people that just didn't dig
I
it.
like
Right.
it.
Uncultured swine.
This
This
is
is
what
the
the MCU
spoilers.
needed.
This is the spoilers part of the show. If you've not seen
Oh, well,
Werewolf
yeah,
by
it's
Night,
spoiler filled. All this is spoiler filled.
don't go away angry. Just go away. No, I'm
So,
just
Craig, if
And
you want to check
away
out, we
angry,
understand.
come back next week.
See, this is what I've seen some people have this attitude about it, that it was fine.
Oh, what is he saying? 2 matchups in the orchestral October voting. Okay. All right.
I enjoyed the homage to Boris and Lon and Bella and all those greats from Universal Horror.
It did have a Universal vibe, didn't it?
Oh, yes.
That's what I love.
The werewolf costume.
Yeah, the werewolf.
Yeah.
Atrocious.
Yeah,
but it worked with the film.
Yeah, it did.
Because they decided to do it in black and white and put
practical.
in cigarette burns at the real changes, which was an interesting touch.
Yeah, that was interesting. And the cigarette burns.
I enjoyed it because I was like, oh, yeah, they did the cigarette burns correct. Okay, there's the second one.
Yeah. So apparently the daughter character
Bloodstone, I like
was
her.
New.
Elsa,
she was not a character that was previously established.
No, Elsa Bloodstone is.
Ulysses Bloodstone was a major comic
Ulysses
was,
but I thought she was new.
Elsa.
And Elsa is his daughter in the comics.
She looks different in the comics. She's a blonde. She's like
I thought I heard somebody say that was a new character. But...
No, hold on. Let me double check.
Redheaded in the comics.
Hold on. Elsa Bloodstone is a fictional character appearing in Marvel Comics.
Oh,
she first appeared in Marvel's Bloodstone miniseries of 2001. She's the daughter of now granted she's fairly new.
But... See, Dave watched the wrong thing again. He does this sometimes where he thinks he's watching Werewolf by Night, but instead he's watching Teen Wolf. And it's an honest mistake.
So she's got red hair in the comics, but she was actually originally blonde. I didn't realize that. Interesting.
Well, wait a minute.
And this she has like black hair.
Yeah, well, no one cares about.
This picture I'm seeing is kind of redheaded looking.
I mean, like Moon Knight's got kind of red hair in the comics, and Daredevil's got red hair, and Wally West will probably never be a red-haired guy on screen. Anyway,
was that that was the second one, wasn't it, Nate? I don't think Affleck's in the first one. I don't know. Now I'm second guessing myself. I don't know. Nate messed me up there. Okay, so
so there, Ulysses.
Did you guys realize who Jovan was? Kirk Thatcher. Did you recognize him at all?
Oh,
kind of. I was like, who is that? And I kind of like.
He was the boombox guy in Star Trek 4.
Oh,
never seen that.
Yeah,
who came back in Picard? Yeah.
Who came back in Picard? Man, sour. The best Star Trek movie, A Voyage Home.
I don't watch that.
Oh, I love Star Trek 4.
Okay,
but
you double dumbass to you too. You know, whatever.
It's directed by JJ.
Yeah.
So he's the boombox.
No. Voyage Home. Voyage Home is that's the old Star Trek.
Isn't it Nicholas Meyer?
Oh no, I said I don't watch that nerd stuff unless it's directed by JJ.
Oh, unless it's directed by JJ.
Oh,
which those aren't real Star Trek movies, by the way.
Why do you think I watched them?
Yeah.
No, sorry.
Eventually I will watch the Star Trek movies. I'm kidding about the.
It's like a good Door Stuff podcast reference.
Jovial J.
All right.
Oh, looks like that guy did special effects on Return of the Jedi.
Oh, he's directed Muppet movies. This dude's like Kirk Thatcher's legit.
Wait,
I mean,
Kirk Thatcher, really?
Okay, so maybe that's where I recognized him from, because when I first pulled up his IMDb on my phone, I think it just showed his
he's a director
roles as an actor. And
he's
I was like, I don't know any of these things.
So as likely the only person here on this panel who's read two Werewolf by Night comics.
Well, unless Earl did.
Okay, tell us. No, I have
Werewolf
not.
by Night 32 and 33.
Yes.
He is a man who is deeply conflicted in what I've read, and anytime he transforms, he cannot control himself. So they did a very good job of conveying that on screen. Of this guy was out of control if he gets into his werewolf form, and he doesn't want to become the werewolf.
Yeah.
I thought it was really interesting. They got around all that with the whole sniffing thing and Bloodstone, but the only thing I think this mini episode, special, whatever we're calling it, special presentation.
Special presentation.
Yeah. Was missing was okay. They kept calling him Jack, but we know his full name. Come on, let's say it. It's Jack Russell.
Come
on.
Jack Russell.
That is
Terrier.
a great comic book name for a werewolf.
Yeah, I don't understand why they wouldn't have leaned into that more.
Well,
I mean, I don't want someone on screen being like Jack Russell, haha. But like, just say I'm Jack Russell.
Just say the name, and then that's enough. You don't have to like reference it. Just say
like
name.
when you introduce yourself, Jack Russell. Nice to meet you.
I mean, that's the true character name. I will say, having Gabriel Garcia Bernal play him, they probably, because they did pick a Latino actor to play. Maybe they didn't want to say, why is this guy named Jack Russell? Like
Jack Rasul.
Rasula. I don't know.
That would work.
Jack Russell.
Jack Dolar. I mean, what do we?
Again,
Jacques Russell.
It's the silliness of comic books that I just love.
Sure.
Jack Russell is fun.
Come on, let's inject and look, I love Man-Thing is fantastic.
Man-Thing
looks
was great.
Loved that characterization.
And not only that, they called him Ted, which is his name. I think it's like
Ted
Stylist or whatever in the comics.
I did hear about a bunch about Ted afterwards, and very interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, and he was
America?
fully accurate. When he starts to touch the people, I was like, yes, they're on fire.
Them, right?
Nice.
Burns them,
Yeah. I mean, they did
that
was great.
Yes.
And that now, Michael, you said all of it was practical, but that wasn't practical.
No,
they actually did burn people alive.
No.
They did build Man-Thing on set, and there were certain shots. I think that it was only the eyes that were CGI. Now, when he's crashing through the building and I mean, yes,
Ted.
all CGI.
Obviously, that's got to be.
Yeah, Ted's right. He's very important.
Ted is the Man-Thing.
That's right.
I always get Man-Thing and Swamp Thing.
Well, okay. So here's some interesting
DC, right?
Here's some interesting publication information. You can look this up yourself. Swamp Thing and Man-Thing premiered 2 months apart in the comics.
Wow.
Who was first?
And Man-Thing came out first. Swamp Thing came out afterwards. Now, both writers have, they've talked about this in the past. Neither one stole anything from the other, and they don't think, they were ripping each other off. They were both inspired by other horror comics that had similar swamp type characters.
Yeah.
DC Comics and that kind of stuff, the old school.
Yeah, and so they created
comics.
their characters, and they're not really necessarily that similar, but they are similar in appearance ish.
Yeah.
Because they're based on similar appearing things. So
yeah.
Do you know what Man-Thing's name would be if he was Latinx? Cojones. Sorry, David. That was David's fault.
That was David's fault. You're right. So for those of us that don't know the importance of Ted, is that a spoiler if we talk about it?
So Ted is Man-Thing. He's what becomes.
Yeah, but
Man-Thing.
what were you guys talking about with Captain
somebody?
America?
There was. I can't remember if it was him or somebody was trying to recreate, or it was similar serum to the Captain America stuff.
Oh, so that's how he became Man-Thing?
Yes.
Oh.
I do know that he injects himself with like a serum.
Yes.
And
some YouTuber that I watched said, could he show up in Captain America New World Order too?
Mm.
Yeah, isn't he like a scientist?
Because it's all like a serum thing.
But I will say Man-Thing is typically a good guy.
Yeah,
right. He's good.
He's on the side of good most of the time.
Yeah.
Is
I
he
think they're
an anti-hero though?
Could it be like Hulk, She-Hulk, Man-Thing?
I guess because he kills people with burning them
viciously.
By touching them, that's anti-hero-ish. But
yeah. Well, they deserved it.
It's eco-justice,
Justice.
I don't know. He's empathetic humanoid swamp monster. He's empathetic. Oh, sorry, he's empathic.
Oh,
Sorry.
empathic.
So
he's not empathetic.
No.
I was not familiar with any.
Fear. Yes.
I was not familiar with any of the other hunters. We had
Yes.
Jovan, Osrael.
Yeah, I didn't know them.
Leorn.
They were made up.
Barroso. Oh, they were made up, you think?
Yeah,
I mean, they could be minor comic characters. I have no idea. I didn't really care about them.
There are Ulysses Bloodstone and the
who's the
Monster
flaming
Hunters,
tuba?
hunters.
The flaming
Oh yeah,
tuba.
that was kind of interesting when that character was playing that tuba, walking behind him, making.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know anything about that.
I mean, I liked Gabriel Garcia Bernal's performance.
I did too.
I really liked how he portrayed the guy, and I liked Laura Donnelly. Is that her name? Yeah.
Yeah, Laura Donnelly.
I thought she did a good job.
One of those
She-
super British actresses that
Yeah,
is,
she's
like,
been in a
only
bunch of.
British
She was in
things.
Outlander. She's been in a bunch of stuff. I mean, she was in The Nevers.
I had to look her up because I was like,
Oh, she was in Tolkien.
The Nevers.
also.
Joss Whedon had to leave.
Oh yes,
Oh,
I
she
did see
wasn't
that.
Tolkien.
she was
Which
Mabel
apparently that's coming back
Tolkien.
still. Mhm.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
else was she in?
Yes. The mom was familiar. The mother Bloodstone, or
Yeah,
whatever.
she's been around. Well, no, she
Yeah.
wasn't the mom, was she? She was just like
Well, the wife. No,
The
she's the mother of
stepmom.
Who's
Elsa.
the mom and the wife?
No,
wasn't
she wasn't the mother of Elsa though. She was.
Oh,
She was the
that's
step-
right.
the
She's the
stepmom.
stepmother
Yeah.
of Elsa, but she was married to Ulysses.
that's a character actress who's been in a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, she very recognizable.
Harriet Sampson Harris.
Harriet Sampson Harris. Yeah, exactly. Born in
So-
Texas.
The
Giacchino.
Adams Family Values. She was.
Yep, she's been in a ton of stuff.
Giacchino realized that, I guess, because they're in black and white, he could get away with some more blood because there was a lot of blood when the
Mhm.
Werewolf
Yeah.
finally came
Oh,
out.
I know.
There
That
was.
And
Yeah.
hitting the camera, I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah,
David.
don't forget to hit that like button. Thank you, Ted. That is very
David.
important in all honesty.
She was a Tolkien white person.
Don't he
white
says
chick.
that joke all the time.
That's
Don't
great.
don't. Okay, fine. I'll put it up. There you go, David. There's token white chick.
Oh boy, we like it. We
Did
like
you guys see that the South Park thing?
They made
they
the origin of Token's name.
yeah, they're like his name's not Token, it's Tolkien. His parents were
Yeah.
massive Lord of the Rings fans. That's hilarious.
That is awesome.
it.
So I hope that we get more of these characters.
Yeah.
So the challenge, I think,
I need Man Thing and Jack Russell. Elsa's
Yeah.
good too. I just need Man Thing and Jack Russell.
do you think it's going to be
I like that Elsa
challenging to
character being-
show Man Thing in color?
They did at the end, right?
Oh, at
No.
the end, you're right.
Yeah.
They did.
And he looked
Yeah.
great at the end.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
did,
he
and he
looked-
did.
he
Yeah.
looks
Yeah. Okay, he was already, and he looked great. That just
Yeah.
seems like that'd be a
Would
really
it be
hard.
difficult to show Jack Russell as a werewolf in color? They
Well,
would
they
probably
would
have to
give them a-
change the costume.
They
Yeah.
would.
They'll have to
they
go
would-
full CG.
I was going to say they'll
Yeah.
probably go CGI.
Yeah.
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 I mean, I like the shading. I love the lighting when the black and white, when the thing was lowering and it was like, and you see him fighting. But then when you actually got close-ups of his
You could see it like hanging off his torso, and
Yeah.
I just didn't. I thought I
Well-
almost wanted that to be CGI in a way, but I
Giacchino-
understand what they were doing.
first off, the budget was minuscule, but
Yeah.
and I'm sure most of that went towards
Which
Man
is
Thing.
kind of surprising because it looked pretty good for it
Well,
to be
it
such
does.
low budget.
Giacchino. I mean, it's not
Yeah.
low budget. Don't get me wrong.
Right,
but,
right.
Giacchino did a good job. He wanted to come into this thing with doing a 1930s, 1940s
Yeah, I got it.
Universal
It's an
horror
homage.
type film. Now, here, let me get to my one criticism of this
Okay.
film.
do it. I do it. Oh, here we go.
Because I like this, and I love both of these things. I love Man Thing. I think he looks great. I think he
yes.
looks great for the wide MCU. I love Werewolf by Night in his cheesy 1930s, 1940s Universal horror costume. I think he looks great for this special. But then
Mhm.
when you put them in a thing together, it does start to clash a little bit, and you go, okay,
Right.
these things don't look like they belong in the same world necessarily.
Right.
Right.
But it
That's
still
fair.
worked for me.
Yeah.
I would like to see if they do this again or do another special. I'd like to see a little, like you're talking about, a little bit better stuff for the werewolf. Maybe a better costume.
Yeah.
You still do the cheesy effects, but just slightly better costume. I don't know.
I mean, they've
Or better
got. some-
facial makeup.
and-
Or, I don't know. Just
I would love if they made this an annual Halloween special presentation.
Yeah,
and
I'd love that
had-
too.
And had Dracula next.
Tomb
mean,
of Dracula.
Tomb of Dracula.
That's a
yeah.
that's
Now
a Marvel
Dracula's
comic.
he's a Marvel comics.
exactly.
Character.
They also had a Frankenstein series.
Oh,
But Tomb
Marvel.
of Dracula, do you know who is introduced in Tomb of Dracula? I mean, one of the guys hunting Tomb of Dracula in Tomb
wasn't
of
it
Dracula.
Blade?
Yes.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
Blade.
Morbius.
It's
No,
Morbid
see-
time.
Morbid
No.
time, baby.
Roth, Morbius is the living vampire because of
That's
the comics
right.
code of authority.
Mm-hmm.
We couldn't have actual vampires.
Mm-hmm.
And
We'll
so
have to do
the
some,
Spider-Man
matching.
villain, Morbius. Yeah.
He's a living vampire. That's very fair.
Yeah.
It's very funny that they do specifically say that at one point, don't they? He's the living vampire. Or I
In
guess
the
that's
movie?
In the movie.
I don't remember. I
was so
remember
bad,
very
I just
little
couldn't.
about that movie. It was so bad.
Guys,
But
But
the
so
Matt Smith
awesome at the same
dancing.
time. Yeah.
I love
oh,
the Matt
guys,
Smith
that
dancing.
movie
it's
is
the only
brilliant.
thing I've ever disliked Matt Smith in.
Dude, he was great at that
Really?
movie. What are you talking
I
about?
actually-
Yes.
like-
no, I thought he was awful.
Like,
No, it's not.
Oh, he knew the
No.
assignment and nailed it.
No, nobody knew what they were doing. It was
I hate
awful.
that,
Everything was
Michael.
awful. It's
I
a
hate that
wonderful
movie.
meme. It's a
I hate
great
that
meme.
movie, but Matt Smith
He was
is
awesome.
hamming it up.
Yes, he was so great.
He's
I
just
thought he was the
having a
great
good
part
time.
of
He's
that
like,
movie.
okay, there's nothing to this movie.
Earl,
I'm
did you ever watch it?
Dude, I think we went together. Didn't
Oh,
we see
yeah.
it?
Dude, I can't remember.
Michael's seen it
sure.
so
No.
many times.
I
He doesn't
see-
know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw it every night that week, and
Ah.
I just can't remember. Yeah,
Best film of 2022.
Every night you're like, it's morbid time.
dude. I'm glad that in the Deuces we removed the worst movie category because I would have to fight to keep that off there.
No.
I would have to fight. to
See,
keep
I
it off
missed
there.
the bad movie.
I also.
I know.
I-
I lobbied years ago, I think, to get it off of there, and I'd have to fight to keep Morbius off because Dave would put it on there for sure.
It belongs.
Yeah.
Belongs in a museum. You know they're going to make a sequel, don't you?
Of
Yes.
course.
They
Well,
need to. Ah,
Of
David,
what, of
we'll
Morbius?
see.
David, he's bringing it back this year. No, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna fight to keep Morbius off.
I'm
do
going to
whatever-
write it in. I'm going to write in my own category.
Gonna like.
Dave, can we do write-in votes? Is that a thing? Yeah.
It's an Excel spreadsheet. We can do.
Jared Leto, best actor.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah,
I'm gonna put that as my number one, so it has to go in.
All
Oh,
of a sudden,
man.
the Deuces are losing their legitimacy.
I know we're becoming the Golden Globes.
Yeah.
We could not fall to that level, Michael.
Forbius.
Now we just need to introduce Vin
Morbius.
Diesel into the franchise at that point.
Oh god.
Family
All right.
with family. He could be
Yeah.
the corpse of Dracula or whatever. He'd be great
Mm.
for that.
He is lobbying to be in. He's wanting to do something else.
That's okay. He doesn't have to.
I
He doesn't
know.
have to be in the MCU.
The movies.
Some movies.
You know,
The chat made this fun as always. Oh, I'm sorry,
guys,
Ryfen. Did
thank
you have anything more to say on
well, I
Werewolf
mean,
by
if we're
Night?
just talking about obscure characters that Marvel's done comics of that they totally don't have the rights to. I mean, you got Conan and technically
Oh, they
Star
don't have the
Wars.
rights.
We don't need to go to Star Wars.
Well, apparently they have the rights.
Godzilla, Transformers. Anyway,
They apparently have the rights to Hercules.
do they?
Mm.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
Hercules
that's
is
a,
one of
that's
their
a
character, yeah.
Michael. Do you think the Odyssey or the Iliad or that's all under copyright or
I don't know. I don't know.
The writer may get upset. He may sue.
Euripides and I mean, whatever.
It's
Morbius stringing a girl holding a bottle by the neck. It's all about family.
I love it.
All right,
It's all
we're gonna
about-
wrap it up,
yeah.
All
guys.
about
This,
the blood. For
this was
Morbius.
a lot of fun. We've
blue
got,
blood.
The blue blood.
We've
Tom Selleck?
Tom Selleck.
Well, Tom Selleck is as the older Morbius. because-
Mustache or no mustache? I love
What
it.
are we
Always
talking
mustache.
about? What happened to?
Blue Bloods.
Werewolf
He was
by Night.
referencing the Blue
No,
Bloods.
I know. We're talking about that. At one time we were talking about Werewolf by Night, but I guess we talked about it.
the 100-year trademark. Yeah, it's definitely the Iliad and the
yeah,
Odyssey.
I think the Greek
Yeah.
gods were always public domain, but that's just my
Yeah.
thoughts.
Probably. Maybe not the
Yes.
Roman gods, but the Greek
Maybe
ones.
not. Yeah, the gatekeeps the Roman gods.
They
That's why we don't
gatekeep
hear
the
things
Roman-
about Jupiter and Venus. And,
Yeah,
There's still a lawsuit about the
Poseidon
Alright.
is better than Neptune. So
This is true. Garrison, where can people find you on the interwebs?
you could find me on Twitter at gryfun3, GRYFUN3, or Instagram as well. You can find me at Letterboxd at gryfun. I did log Werewolf by Night. I think I rated it. I don't know.
I think everybody's logging it because it's like it's
Mhm.
40. It's
well,
more
it's a
than 45.
special. I
It's
count
so
it as a
easy to
TV
watch.
movie, basically.
Yeah, like I watched a really horrible TV movie last night.
Hmm.
Bring It On, Cheer or
I-
Die, or
I
whatever they
liked
called
your-
it.
Ugh.
Your review of it, yeah.
Dude, I don't know why I put that through. I can't believe I watched that movie. Cheer or Die.
It's your thing, man.
It is. Mon Rothma, where can the people find you on the interwebs?
That's Mom Rothma because I'm a mother.
Mom.
He is.
Sorry.
They are a mom.
Yes, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd. Find me on the Discord at Roth from Wyoming. You can also listen to the podcast, The Good Day for a Movie podcast, available on all of the podcast platforms.
Are we getting Last Crusade on Monday?
Yes, Last Crusade is on Monday.
Oh.
Yesterday was Temple of Doom. If you want to spoil yourself and watch the Last Crusade episode already, it's on our YouTube channel.
Yeah,
Good Day
that'd be
for a
like
Movie
pulling a tape,
podcast.
is what you would call that. Yeah.
Sage liked it.
That's rare.
Yes.
That's rare.
He liked this one.
Well, as he should.
Like anything.
Yes, he should. It's my favorite. I don't think it's the best, but it's my favorite.
It's my favorite, and it's the best, and it's Jeffrey Bumber.
So. Next Wednesday.
Wait, did you wait a minute?
19th.
Wait. Did Jeffrey Baum have something to do with Last Crusade?
He
Is that what
wrote.
you just said?
He wrote the screenplay.
Yes.
He wrote by himself?
What?
Yeah.
Wait,
Yes.
What? No. For Last Crusade?
Yeah.
Yes.
The guy from Florida State?
No. Well, so my dad met him while he was there at college. It doesn't matter.
While
It
he
doesn't
was there,
matter.
yeah.
He went to
on the set of something.
the set of Lethal 3 in Orlando. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't need
Jeffrey
it.
Baum.
Next Wednesday, we should be reviewing the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Oh, so you're going to do live? Kingdom of
Yes.
Crystals.
Yep.
We should do a live reaction to Kingdom of Christmas.
Dude.
Sage will not be on that episode. He has informed us. He said he is not watching it. Actually, before we even watched the first movie, he said he's not watching it.
Wow.
I
Like,
pick
at all?
my battles.
Has he ever
Like,
seen it?
No.
So he's just refusing to watch
Yes, he does not like Shiloh.
Wait,
Mikey,
is this
it's
it. Right,
okay.
Ted. Thanks, man.
Sage
He
is
said-
refusing to watch Crystal Skull?
Yeah.
That's
All right,
that's
that's it.
unfortunate.
It's
I know.
okay. He just give it a 20 anyway. So like,
Yes.
That's true. He would like make the
Yes.
average. So are you going to have a guest then, or?
Yes. I need to reach out to
This feels like
the
after
potential
show kind of
guest on a different podcast.
Okay.
But
That's
we
fair.
may even
No
have
spoilers.
a couple of guests. We'll see.
Okay.
I don't know yet.
We'll see.
Keep it Wyoming strong.
Wyoming strong. Dr. Earl cannot be found on the interweb.
not
As we
here.
alluded to earlier, he's off the grid completely. You will not find any social
Trace.
media sex tapes for Dr. Earl.
No pictures of butts.
No pictures of butts.
Of Captain America's butt.
Captain
or,
America's butts.
yeah.
You will not find any of that for Dr. Earl. That's only on She-Hulk.
However, Hulk smashed the bell down here.
Yes,
Ooh, I like
I
it.
like what you did there. Smash the bell.
Hulk smashed the button. Or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. Share it, like it, all that fun stuff. We will be
Yeah.
back next week.
Ted's out. Night, y'all.
Yeah, he was for the finale, the season or series finale of She-Hulk. We don't know. And then of course, episode 6 of Andor, the finale of this
Andor.
Archetype.
If you want to find Earl online, you can watch Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
That's right. That's right. I'm in full beard at that point. I was a young man then.
I was gonna say it's not
true.
December yet. He hasn't changed his social.
Ho,
media.
ho.
He hasn't changed his social media picture yet. That's only when
Nice one.
Christmas comes,
Nice.
December 1st.
And
Appreciate the
and
chat.
I'm in the Discord.
The Discord.
Oh,
He is
yeah.
in the
The
Discord.
Discord? Wait,
You
what's
must
that
have to name
for?
it to the Discord.
Not that
But he
cord.
is in
We
the
should
Discord.
change the name to the Discord. That's pretty funny. Yeah,
That's
Earl
sweet.
is of course in there in the pretentious corner, hanging out with the most pretentious of us all.
He made an appearance last week in movie games.
Yeah, I just showed up and liked some things that you guys were doing.
Well, and then you
I dip in and out.
but then
every
you
now
like defamed me. I think you were like, you suck at these games. What did
I
you
did?
say in there?
No.
Yeah, you said
Didn't he leave a
something.
GIF?
Yeah, he left a GIF, and it was like, you guys suck at these games.
I don't
Fat,
even-
have a nice night,
later,
man.
Fat. We're just trying to figure out what I
We're just
did.
trying to
I
end
was
this,
probably delirious. I
Yeah,
did,
you
I did
defamed.
post something that was like that. Yeah,
I felt like
he was
that.
jamming out to Tchaikovsky in the
You have
pretentious
failed
corner.
me for the last time.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
that's it.
Man,
That was it.
Hardcore.
I got that one on the first one because that was Tree of Life, as we all know.
Yes, I think I got it
Tree
on the
of
second or
Life.
third.
I've seen 2 cuts of Tree of Life.
Well, that was it. Somebody said we're failing Earl because we're
Yeah.
And that's why I posted that.
Nobody
I
could
think-
get Tree of Life except for Michael Garrison.
I couldn't even
Yeah.
get it. Remember?
It took
Did
me
you try
late.
it?
I got it late. Yeah.
No, but there
it
was
took me a couple-
somebody showed me that. It was like, oh, you need to look at this, and I was like,
Oh, somebody at work showed you that? That's
no, I
funny.
thought somebody. Where was
Well,
that?
I was trying to play the game with you when I was watching Tree of Life in the
that was
pretentious
it.
corner.
And you kept
Yeah.
saying, "Look at this picture," and I was like, "I don't know what that is."
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
it on
Yeah.
the actual website.
Well,
I also got it on the actual website, but I
I
it
did
took me
too,
3
but
Got it
it
in
took
one.
me till
the
when
Tree
did
of
I
Life
guess?
is more like a sense memory that just lives here.
Earl, I got it in one. I
You got it in one?
Yes.
He did.
Dang.
and
I'm
you
not
know
even joking. The problem was there were people saying, "Oh, Earl, we failed you," and then I clicked on the
Oh
link. And it went.
yeah, that's true.
But I also recognized the frame. I was like, "Oh, it's Tree of Life."
Yeah. Oh, it took me a couple because
I would recognize if it was the right frame.
I've actually not seen the film.
if
So
it was Brad Pitt and
cuts.
Jessica Chastain, I would recognize it.
yeah, I don't know.
If it was Endless Fields of Wheat,
Oh.
I would know.
Yeah,
what
it could have
is.
been any
it wouldn't. It
any
could have
of
been
them.
any of
any
them.
of them. Yeah. Exactly. All
I-
right,
It's
let's
light
end this
all of a
thing. Hey,
sudden.
chat, I do want to
Shut
thank
this
the
thing
chat.
down.
I'm going to thank.
Shut it down.
All right, let's shut it down. I thank Fett, thank
Shut it
Dave,
down.
thank Ted,
I
thank
don't think anyone's
Greg,
watching anymore.
Nate.
Shut it
No.
Oh,
down.
there's still 3 people out there watching.
David's out there,
It's
isn't he?
me.
Thank everyone in the chat. It does make it a lot more fun for us to do this show with you guys in the chat. We, like I said, we'll be
They're
back
all in
next
bed.
week. I have such a hard time ending this thing.
Take us out, Steve.
Take us out, Steve. I don't know.